Hi there, my name is Matt, and I'm the developer of RPG Tycoon, and this is version 1.1 of the game, and this is the first update to the game, first major update since launch. Thank you to everybody that has picked up my game so far. I really appreciate it, and had some awesome feedback from a lot of you, and hopefully that's kind of gone into what influences some of the new features in the 1.1 update, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to just kind of jump straight in and get through some new things. So you can see the background's changed slightly. It's just a contrast thing I did. I like it a bit more. So right, straight away, let's go into a new game. One of the new things that comes in this build is custom setup options. And this is a fun little tool that gives you access to some of the balance controls within the game. So basically, all it's doing is adjusting the stuff that you're setting when you play in normal, advanced, or hard. So if you go into custom, you can adjust the different types of settings. So let's say we want to start a game with a fairly good amount of gold, but we want the difficulty modifier to be a little bit more brutal. I think on hard, it's like 7 or something. So let's go to, I think the limit we can go to is 5. So let's go to 5. Follow balance, let's bring that up so that makes it harder to gain followers. And the kingdom level multiplier will make it a little easier, but not much. Hero limit, let's set that to 1. Yeah, initial expansions will bring that down to 2. Expansion per level will also bring to 2. That will make it even harder and should help me show some of the other new features. But yeah, so basically what you do is you can customize things, and if you click on the other options, it will show you those settings there. So let's go straight into it, because I want this to be, there's a lot to go through. So there's not a huge number of features. There's a lot of back-end improvements that I've done to the game. Some major bug fixes, some minor bug fixes, some UI tweaks, so on and so forth, and I'll try and go through a few of them if I can. I'm not sure how much exactly I can show you. Some of it, like I said, some of it's back end, but you should notice a few different things as I play through. So one of the major changes I've done, I was on a game jam while I was on the way to GC, and I met a few people and I learned a few things. I've been kind of playing around with different prototypes. That's one of the kind of helpful things about taking some time away, is I was able to kind of recharge and rethink about different ideas of things and plan ahead. So we've now got this kind of inertia feature into moving the camera around. So kind of when you flick things, the camera kind of moves still. You can change how much it carries on moving by in the controls here. So you can set the decay speed to be higher, I think, and that will either stop things, or you can set I think you have to set the inertia amount, actually. It's actually at the lowest it is, but if you set it to like 20, that doubles the amount, and this will just be crazy. It just kind of keeps going for a while. So you can play around with that and get it to a setting that you're comfortable with. And yeah, the zoom is kind of the same, so it's just a more smoother way of navigating the main world. And you can turn it off if you don't like it, but hopefully that will appease a few of you. I've had some comments and feedback and stuff, so I've been a lot of this is trying to make life better for many of you playing the game, and adding some new features to those of you that want that too. So another thing I've done is introduced this contrast system, where when these kind of pop up, the game kind of goes a bit darker. It draws more attention to people that might have been missing these tips, and I've brought them in a little bit as well. And all these kind of overlay windows do this so that you're drawn to that thing popping up, and it also stops you from closing things in the background and so on. It's just a kind of security thing, and just stops bugs occurring through misclicks and so on and so forth. So okay, I'm going to disable those in a second. I'll do it in the options. Yeah, let's do that now, actually. Let's disable tips. Where's the tips? I can't remember where the setting is. It's there. Let's turn them off. Boom, boom, boom. Do. Right, okay. Let's build a hero's quarters. And hire a hero. And send them on a quest. So, one of the things that is very heavily requested is, although not requested, but something I wanted to do. Previously, you had to click on the feature down here in order to remove it from your list. But now, if you look at this and you go, well, you know, I've gone through like 30 supplies, I don't want to scroll all the way over here to take this one to turn it off. If there's one thing you don't like in this setting now, you can just click it and it'll go away. So cannons is now out, or cannons is now there. So if you go, oh, well, I can shift these all around, you can just get rid of stationary, pop that on the end instead. And yeah, that's just a nice little thing that hopefully is useful to a few of you. Oh, the hero menu now is laid out a little nicer. It actually tells you what... I didn't even realise that this was here, but yeah, it now tells you what class the hero is inside. And there's a tooltip for renaming your hero. One of the other things I've done is I've reworded this because I felt like players were getting a really negative experience with this saying poor, and they were confused about it. So now you realise it should be a bit more obvious now that he's just a low level, so he's only doing averagely, he's not doing excellently. So I kind of just changed the scale to which these words are kind of coming from. It's a very minor change, but I noticed the feedback was a bit more positive in playtesting this. So great, none of these were effective. Brilliant, good to know. Yeah, and so an average setup is the lowest you can do, but it should appease people a little bit. And we have 3 settlements. I think these are pretty decent settlements to have, actually. And we now have the management options. Great. Right, so we need to level up. So let's do a couple more quests. Although blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all right. So let's do. I'm just trying to decide if I can get if I should load a previous save to showing this off, but I kind of want to go through a few of these things anyway. So let's do that. We've got the 6 things that we started with because we had a stupidly high difficulty modifier. Let's place some road down. And do we have decorations yet? I don't think we have. Oh, we do. Okay, decorations. Sweet. So, oh, what's in special? We don't have anything in special yet. Let's plop some trees down. Let's do that. And let's just, let's do this. And you'll be like, no, Matt, why have you've screwed yourself over there? Because you're not going to be able to put anything else down in a minute. Well, let me tell you, my friend, there is a nice new tool that makes life easier for many of you, and I'm gonna show it to you. Right about now, maybe. Let's let Philip come back first. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make it even harder. I'm gonna delete that, and then I'm gonna go in and okay, that will be fixed. Let's pop a cactus down there. And you'll be like, what? But now you've blocked off Philip from moving. Why would you do that? And he's just finishing his quest, and he's going to come back, and he's going to want to go home. I mean, of course he is. He always wants to go home. Well, look, he's stuck. Well, usually, up until this point, you'd be like, oh, well, he's now stuck. They're going to have to move him. But, I've got my hand over the cactus, and I have right-clicked, and there is a new little context menu to when you right-click things now. Previously, it would just take you to the demolish mode, but there's 2 little new buttons here. One that is heavily requested is a move feature, and the way that I have successfully, yes, okay, go away, Phil, balanced it is to cost money in order to do things. So now you have to move them into empty spaces, so you can't move kind of just slightly up. You're gonna have to move it to an empty space. I will look into kind of working that out, but this is a feature that's kind of in testing, but I've managed to get it to a really solid working state that I'm happy with. So now I go, well, that's now out of your way, and I don't have to lose too much money deleting it and rebuilding it. So the move tool is I think it's 2/3 of the price of the original building. And that's my compromise in letting players do things without being a massive pain in the arse, but also still keeping the game balanced. So let's do some more questing stuff. In fact, actually, I'm going to load... That's really what I want to show you. So I'm going to load a save and give you an example of... I think this is a in-progress save that should hopefully not be broken, but might be. So this is actually a user save that someone sent me to help fix some bugs. And as you can see, your previous save games from the old things will still load. So I've tried to keep parity in place. But you'll notice now that, if you said, well, I kind of screwed myself into a corner with a few of these things, and, I don't want this here anymore, I want to create like a city thing, and you've got some money, you can just move some things over and place them in a spot that is more convenient to you now. So if you go, actually, well, I kind of want all my hero houses to be in one place, you can now create like a little hero house area. So let's say we put all those together, and you know, as long as you've got the money to cover the moving costs, you can create a nice, new little village area for people, and it should just open up some different options. You can only move items that you actually own. You can't move stuff outside of you. Oh, actually, well, yes, you can. Evidently, you can move stuff. I didn't think you could, but you can. I might play around with that and figure out why it's letting you do that. But yeah, it's built in place, like I said, as a way to kind of work as a compromise towards, you know, not having to actually delete everything. And hopefully it's a good feature that's enjoyable. Now, I am relying heavily on one of these buildings to I might have to place something down. Okay, let's build a thing. Let's find something that's... I don't think a cafe is in this place yet. So is there a cafe? I don't think there is. Okay, cool. Oh yes, something else. If you go into the relations menu, you go to your kingdoms and you click on the activity log. There's now a nicer kind of UI designed for the activity log. A lot of these have been kind of small, just UI improvements and tooltips and stuff. In the inventory, you can now also see a description for items that are in place as well. So that's more or less everything. The move tool is kind of the biggest addition, and the custom game options that should make huge differences to many of you playing, and they'll all save as well. And yeah, that's the majority of things. I would go through all the bugs that I fixed, but it's kind of a bit pointless, and you'll see it in the patch notes when this game releases on Monday. So the update will come out on the 25th, I think it was the 25th, for the last week of April. And so if it's already that time, then the game will be updated. Yes, so hopefully, I was trying to wait to see if I can get something to trigger, but it doesn't seem to want to work. But there's also an addition of upgrades, making upgrades a bit more obvious for buildings. Let's see if I can get it. Hopefully they'll use this. Maybe if I delete everything, they'll just all be forced to use. Okay, let's demolish. So yeah, you can now just right-click stuff in order to demolish them, and that will help. Oh yeah, we got another little building here. I'm going to move that as well. That can go join this little circle. So more than anything, it's a useful tool to have, the move tool. If you've placed a decoration accidentally in the way of, you know, a walking path, and you know you want to move it. So let's say do that, and let's flip it and plop the architect's house down there now, you know, and we've got a nice little corner of the map that's purely open to hero houses. Are there any more hero houses lying around? Can't see one. Okay, and that's the majority of the features that are coming in 1.1. Oh, there's now like a text float here as you spend stuff, to just make it a bit more obvious that you're spending money. Yeah, so there's pretty much it, I think. But hopefully this is enough to keep you guys interested and excited, and I hope the new tools will be useful to you. I want to do some more detailed updates, and I'll continue the update process over the next coming months. There's a couple of ideas I have for some new features that I'm quite excited about. There's one that kind of will overhaul the game slightly and make it a more interesting challenge. If a few of you have completed the game and want more of a challenge, there is something coming in the near future. So has this been... Okay, it's nearly... I'm kind of waiting. I just want to wait to show this. But yeah, if you have any feedback, obviously I do read everything in the forums. And this is a response to many of the questions from many of you as well. So hopefully, like I said, I'm hoping you'll enjoy it. Oh, so a huge thank you to everyone that's modded the game so far. It's awesome that you've gotten stuck into the mods. I think it was only up for almost a day or two, and people were already adding things. So there's some stuff based on mods that I've seen that I'd like to add better implementation for. So that will probably come in the next update. But we'll see based on the schedule that I've got planned what comes. But yeah, thank you for also reporting bugs and stuff. Hopefully I've addressed some of those. Oh yeah, the floating from the adventurers spending money on stuff is also kind of a shifted. It's mainly like UI tweaks and improvements that I've made, and there we go. That's what I wanted to show you. So now, when a building is leveled up, this little thing will float about until you click it, and you can spend the points that you have available on the store. So if you want to upgrade the stock price, you can now do that, and that then spends that. So that's really what I wanted to show you. If you have stores, there's now some info on the kingdom overview to show you what these buttons do. So if you want to sort everything by value, it will now show you all of the buildings by their worth, and you know, if you want to show adventurers by who's the least satisfied in the shopping, then you can just click these buttons and do that. And so there's 3 people out of money. Do we have a bank? That might be why they're out of money. Okay, maybe we should build a bank. Are we high enough level yet? I don't know. Let's build a bank. Do we have a bank yet? Bank, there we go. Let's put a bank down. Boom. Great. Now there's a bank and people can get money. Hooray. There's a lot of happy faces here I'm excited about. So yeah, that's the overview of 1.1. And lots of cool new things that's coming on Monday. So until next time, my name's Matt Gamble, and be sure to subscribe to the blog, sign up to the newsletter, because there's kind of some stuff that we're going to send out to people in the next coming months. And if you want to be updated, notified of when we do these, or I do a new patch to this, that's the best way to find out, because you'll get an email directly to your inbox. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.